Game 4 win by Enemy eSports.
Thank you, Freak. And wow, that was a ridiculous game 4. Crumbs, we got to talk a little bit about the overall game first, because as far as the series goes, that was by far the closest and most competitive one.
Now, that game to me felt like it was Seraph 1v5ing, while Enemy, as a unit somewhat, trying to deal with the carries of TDK. And unfortunately, Seraph was mostly just killing Otter. It was a little difficult, but that last fight, that was really the heartbreaker for the entire TDK lineup, at least. The Enemy played it very well. Yeah,
Seraph was an absolute monster, but as far as actually dealing with it by the end of the game, it felt like Enemy, Inox's Kassadin, was crushing the backline. He didn't have to build Zhonya's in pretty much a full item build.
With the new change to the Kassadin, having that lower cooldown on Riftwalk, he's able to be really mobile, so even if you get a lot of crowd control on him, he went with the Merc Treads build, so he's able to more than likely just dodge out of any crowd control. So he becomes a really annoying champion to deal with. And coupled with Aurelia, a pick like Ezreal isn't going to be able to stand when you get dove by that, coupled with a Sivir speed up.
Yeah, and throughout the game, we were trying to find the right clip for this because it was back and forth, a 2-kill fight here, a 2-kill fight here. So it's really just the game-deciding fight. We have that clip to pull it up right here because really, this was a moment where TDK still absolutely could have won this game. It could have gone either way. Enemy decided to force this with the split push, and then we end up getting this fight here. Crumbs, tell me what happened with TDK and how Enemy won this fight.
Now, TDK starts this because Aurelia is split pushing, so they want to make something happen. They saw Kassadin coming in from the front side, and Nautilus goes on the Lissandra, but she fails to react to it, and she gets popped immediately. At that point, TDK has already lost the fight. Enemy has won. All they need to do is chase down the Ezreal, remove the damage from the team. Seraph on the other side is getting kited by the Sivir. She made a great itemization. Blade of the Ruined King to kite better, and the QSS to remove the Skirmisher Saber. So now she's actually able to deal damage, and just needed that point in the late game to happen. He also did not buy... He sold his boots for a Trinity Force.
We kept tracking the item builds because Seraph was basically item capped at like 37 minutes, whereas Otter had plenty more to build. And once Seraph was item capped, it really felt like TDK needed to change their strategy of team fighting because Enemy had it figured out. And if they continued that style of killing Kyle, letting Otter kite, eventually they were going to end up winning the game. But TDK never adapted. Enemy ended up just crushing with that last fight.
Yeah, I felt like really that last fight was a lot of mechanical misplays from TDK and Enemy capitalizing on the weak parts. They knew that the TDK carries were not playing that very well, even from the beginning. We pointed out during the laning phase, 3 waves in, that's 19 creeps on the board. Kyle hit 10 out of 19 creeps with no pressure from a Kassadin on the Lissandra matchup. You know, they were really... felt like it was a little bit tilted.
It was crazy because we know both teams were under a huge amount of pressure, and that's one of the big things we were kind of looking at coming into this series is we knew Enemy was so dominant during the regular season, but I was actually thinking it was going to be a 3-0. You were the one saying it was going to be a much closer series, and it was actually much closer. I think the stage presence and the fact that an LCS ball is on the line contributed to some of these close games.
Yeah, absolutely, and I wanted to see a little bit more diversity from the pick and ban phase. From TDK, they really felt like they didn't quite understand what they wanted to do. Like, especially that last game, the Kassadin pick really snowballed out of control. The previous game, it showed they could not deal with Kassadin. They had no idea how to deal with this champion. And then they let it go again. They picked the exact same matchup, and the exact ganks happened left, right, and center. So, you know, poor adaptation, and congratulations to Enemy for getting their spot now.
Newest member of the North American LCS, and we're actually going to hand it off